everybody, welcome back to Popcorn for Dinner. This is Jeff.
And Kelly.
This week is an interesting one. This week is the first time that we're doing a movie that I have not seen, but Kelly has.
Yes.
Pretty much all the other ones have either been ones that we've both never seen or that I've seen before, but she hasn't.
Yes.
It's this week. Rare Air.
It's so rare. So excited about this.
The movie is Grease, 1978. John Travolta, Olivia NewtonJohn.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I guess what's your history with the movie then, since you're the one who's seen it before?
Yeah. I don't know. My mom loves the movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, born in the 60s, so perfect time for her.
Was
as
she
far as,
was she a fan of the musical, or was it just like when the movie came out? Or do you even know?
I'm pretty sure it was just when the movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
But she just, she liked John Travolta because he was cute. So she was like 15 when that movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Mom. She loved it. So then, she had 3 girls.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, we watched movies together, Grease being one of them. And it seemed like that was the same thing for like all my friends. Because I remember being at like other friends' houses and that was just the movie that was on in the background. It was Grease. Like at least 2 or 3 occasions I can think of. It was just a movie that was oddly prevalent in my childhood.
Yeah.
By high school, I honestly don't think that I have watched it. I maybe watched it once in high school years.
Yeah.
But not since then. So there was a lot of things that I had forgotten about or didn't realize in my like my youthful
innuendos or stuff going over your head.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's weird. Yeah, I can't look at it like that. I can only look at it from a jaded older perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really weird too, just like the way you talk about how prevalent it was everywhere. It was nowhere for me. I mean, I think my sister liked Grease, but it was never a thing of like hanging around and watching it. Like I would never watch it.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like on to catch bits and pieces of it. It's I know enough about it simply just from living in the world.
Right.
So like I've heard all the parodies and I've, obviously heard Summer Lovin' before just in general.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of the other ones too, but that one specifically. But yeah, just never, ever actually sitting down and watching the movie or really truly knowing what the movie was and about.
Other than just like knowing its existence and that it had these particular bits to it.
Yeah. And I knew that the end, the car flew away.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because I've just heard
it's,
that it's on like lists all the time online of things of like WTF movie endings.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when the car flies away in Greece. So I always knew it happened.
There is a crazy fan theory.
Right, that they're dead.
Yeah.
That he died in the crash or something like that, right? Like that he crashed on Thunder Road instead of winning the race or something like that.
There's that ending.
Or they drowned at the beach at the beginning.
Yes. The other is that the whole movie is her like coma to death, essentially, from drowning at the beach and not being saved by Danny.
Oh, right. Okay. So that's right. There's that story she tells that he came and saved her, which, yeah. I wish the movie had a little bit more of that because like when it started and it's just that like sort of just little montage of the two of them together. And then all of a sudden she's singing, "I'm hopelessly devoted to you."
Yeah.
Like I get that they're supposed to be teenagers. It's hard because they're such full grown adults.
Yep.
Especially Sonny. That's just a man.
Yep.
That is a man.
Yep.
Stumbly man
pretending to be
playing a high school kid. It's hard to think of them like that.
Only one of them was 18. Do you know which one?
No, none of them looked 18.
Marty.
Which one was Marty?
Marty was the one that was all flirty with the host at the dance.
Oh, with the creepy host?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay. She was actually 18?
She was actually 18.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that creepy host, one thing I found really hard watching the movie, like just hard to decipher, was exactly where the like satirical over the top silliness ended and where the like stuff that was just cool even in the 70s began. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's certain things where you're like, does this movie know how fucked up this part is on top of the silly other parts that they've already done? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the insane little rally they have for their team out in that parking lot. And there's a literal burning, hanging effigy.
Yes.
And I was like, that is insane. Like this school is completely insane. Like, is that sort of just like the tone that we're getting set up for? This like really like upped reality where it's like at a normal pep rally, you'd be like, yeah, go our team. And in this one, they're literally burning effigies. And like, because later that dance party too is like complete chaos.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, obviously it's like a sort of heightened, almost fantasy high school movie. It's not really supposed to be about high school, really.
Yeah. It's movie high school.
Yeah, like super duper movie high school, which I guess then you realize it's like, well, it's stage play musical turned into a movie musical.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the stage play?
I have not.
Okay, obviously I haven't.
Yeah.
I wasn't asking from like a perspective like, because I'll tell you. I did look into it a little bit, and maybe I'm wrong because obviously I wouldn't really know, but based on reading it, it seems like there is a lot that is not in the movie. A lot of stuff that's cut out that maybe might have helped me realize what the hell was even going on, because it didn't feel like there was really a plot and things would sort of happen. And it felt like we barely spent time with the lead characters.
Yeah.
Danny and Sandy, to the point where I didn't really give a shit about them. I was like, I'm more interested in Kaneki and Rizzo.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like, it was really strange to me. It was like, but they're supposed to be the leads, right? They're on the box.
Yeah. They have the main song together and the main song at the end. And
yeah, they're the leads, but then I'm watching these more interesting things, like the fact that Frenchie gets a whole song, which is great. I thought she was fantastic. Yeah. This movie kind of had a couple of things going against it for me. Like, I'm not a big musicals person, just in general.
Yeah.
The only one I've really, really dug outside of like Disney movies that have music to us or whatever, but is La La Land, which I've heard lots of people who love real musicals hate. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, I guess I like musicals wrong. So I was already prepared to kind of be let down. And then also I just had like, I have no real interest in that like 50s culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the greasers and the cars and the whatever. None of it has ever appealed to me. So it's like 2 strikes against it before I've even started the movie. Well, technically the second one while watching the movie, because I wrote into my notes later. I was like, I guess I should have known that there would be greasers in a movie called Grease. Like it didn't really dawn on me until watching it and being like, oh, okay. So, he's not just stylish. They're greasers. Like, it's not just John Travolta has nice hair.
Yeah.
It's that they're grease. Oh, okay. Like, I should have figured that out. But with those 2 things against it, I didn't hate it. You know? Like, it has all the ingredients for something for me to be like, yeah, no thanks. And yet it's still like, it was endearing enough to me that I was like, that was fun. Like, I probably wouldn't sit down to watch it again. Like, oh, you know what I want to watch?
We should watch Grease again.
Yeah. But like, if it's on, whatever. And I definitely wouldn't like talk a bunch of shit about it either. The only thing is that, like I said, I was more interested in the side characters. You know what I mean? Like, I liked Rizzo and Frenchie way more. I liked Kaneki more than I like Danny. You know, like, is that a thing? Do you know? Is that like, because you would know more people's reactions to it. It's like, is it really supposed to be like a Danny Zuko love fest? Like, you're supposed to just be like, this guy's the best, because he kind of sucks.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real. They like kind of all suck.
No, obviously. Like,
I didn't realize that when I was younger. Like, I didn't realize how much everyone sucks in this movie.
Yeah, I did write down that they do suck, like right towards the top when they're just like beating up the nerd. Like, come on, guys. And then they put that thing in that girl's purse. What did they put in her purse that she freaked out about? I think it was like
a rubber rat.
Okay, I didn't catch it, and I was just like, wait a minute, what the hell? But yeah, they were jerks, and it was like, okay. And then he's real nice on the side to Sandy when they're alone. You know what I mean? Like the whole thing over the summer, and he's like actually really nice about it, and he doesn't want his friends to know. And it just struck me as so odd, like the way that the movie caused drama in certain ways. Just felt like the absolute laziest ways it could do it. Like he sees Sandy and he gets super excited to see her.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my God, I thought you were going back to Australia. He's legitimately happy.
Yeah.
And then he just like kind of looks, and it didn't even seem like any of his friends gave a shit, but he like suddenly got real self-conscious about it and had to like start acting cool and like a jerk, you know?
Yeah.
And he kind of sounded like Mitch Hedberg, that comedian. There was a line I wrote down specifically. He said, I do not know. And I was like, that's Mitch. That is such a Mitch Hedberg line. And I was like, so what? He's not allowed like emotions because he's in a greaser gang? And then like 2 scenes later, we find out that Rizzo and Kaneki are dating in one way or another.
Yeah.
Dating, fooling around, whatever.
At least, yeah.
So if everyone's cool with that, and also the greaser girls are kind of like accepting Sandy into their group,
at least
even if they sing a shitty song about her while she's in the other room.
That was heavily led by Rizzo.
Right. Like, but at the same time, it was like, they're just being jerks that she's right there.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like they're letting her into the group. Like, it seems like they're all a bunch of friends. Why is he being such a shithead about it?
Yeah.
Like, it really feels like forced drama
for
it to be like he lets her down by acting like a jerk, even though it's like, well, nobody gives a shit. What if his friends were like really down on him about it? You know what I mean? If there was like a whole song about what a dick you are for going and hanging out with a girl instead of your buddies, maybe I'd get it. But they really didn't seem to care.
I think they're trying to go for the like underlying, like, she doesn't dress or act like the pink ladies.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they weren't that greasery.
They
like
weren't.
She is insane over the top at the end when she like becomes his dream woman, like way more than they ever were.
She was, fun fact, Olivia NewtonJohn was sewn into those pants and she could not take them off until they finished filming because it would take too much time to sew her in again.
Oh, that's hysterical. But yeah, I didn't like Danny, like really based on that first thing where it was like he gets all self-conscious about liking a girl apparently in front of his friends, and that causes like all of the drama between them. Yeah. And it was like, I get that they like they can't just get together, right? They can't like that the movie would be over if they came up and he was like, oh my God, you're here. And she's like, yeah, I am. And it's like, oh my God, it's today. Like, okay.
And then they have a great year.
Yeah. And then it's just a wonderful year and there's no drama. So I get it. But they could have, like, I wonder if the stage show does something better. You know what I mean? I wonder if the movie is like so truncated that they're just like, and it's got to happen like right away. That, you know, I bet you there's like a scene or something in there that explains it better than him just kind of being a jerk for no reason.
Yeah. Like he tries to explain it away when they're at the drive-in.
Yeah.
And he's got an image to maintain.
Yeah,
or whatever.
But again, I mean, that just seems so diluted where it's like, fucking image. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
Like, even your other buddies don't give a shit. And it doesn't seem like he gets into any shit with any of the other gang guys. What were they? The Cobras? No, the Scorpions.
Yeah, the Scorpions.
The Scorpions. It seems like it's pretty much just Kaneki that keeps getting fucked with by the Scorpions guy. So they like keep getting into fights. But with Danny, it's like he doesn't even seem like he's the tough guy of the group. He's like a pretty boy.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I got this image like, what? That you can't like women?
Yeah.
This is weird. There was some sort of homophobic joke later in the the dance competition.
Yes.
And they're like, all couples must be boy girl, and they're like, sorry. Was it Sunny? Someone.
Yeah.
Made fun of someone like, oh, sorry about that. And everyone's like, oh. It's like, I wonder, like, because it's definitely a caricature of 50s America of being like, oh. But also that's one of those moments of like, or was that also supposed to be a funny joke for the 70s?
Yeah.
So when the movie was kind of like getting started, I knew that it was John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John were the like two leads or whatever. For one, it felt like there was no chemistry between them for me. Like they were just two pretty people near each other a lot. It didn't really feel like whatever.
They would smile at each other.
Yeah, exactly. But I felt this huge thing and I was like, that's a way more interesting movie to me right now. Between him and Rizzo, that moment when she brings Sandra over to meet him to kind of be like, oh, look at this shit, and kind of get him in trouble. And he like shoots her this look of like, fuck, like, what was that all about? And she just shoots one back of like, oh, how do you like that? That chemistry was amazing.
Yeah.
I wanted more of that. And it seemed like they didn't really interact for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Which was a bummer. Because I really liked that sort of like almost sibling rivalry kind of thing of like fucking with each other, being like, oh yeah, like this. And I was really bummed that we didn't see more of it. Like, I really liked Rizzo at the beginning. And then she just kind of was like, okay, whatever by the end.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely dug Frenchie.
I love Frenchie.
Like, she's hysterical. And also I find it so funny that that in that time and place, making such awesome cotton candy pink hair would get you fired from or make you drop out of beauty school instead of being like, you did it perfect. That's what people want.
Yeah.
Because it looked amazing.
Yeah, it did. Like, I know it was a wig.
Yeah.
But do that in beauty school now?
Yeah, right?
You're in.
Boom. I did find it funny how much that song ripped on her. You know what I mean? Like, it was very unflinching, and it's like, you can't do this.
Yeah.
Go back.
Go back to high school.
I've heard of that song, Beauty School Dropout, but I'd never actually heard it. But that was one I was kind of waiting for. I was like, oh, I wonder what this one's going to be like. And it's pretty good. Mm-hmm. Overall, the songs, like, one of my big things with musicals is their tendency to just, like, purposefully subvert normal pop song mechanics, just seemingly to be artier to the point where I can't quite latch on with the music, or it's like that wasn't quite as hooky as it could have been, and it's like, well, it's not about the hook, it's about expressing what the character is feeling. It's like, why can't they express that with a nice hook? That's how I feel about it. And these songs were pretty good. I mean, they were pretty like sort of standard pop songs, like 50s sort of pop songs, which I liked for the most part. The Hopelessly Devoted to You, I had never heard before.
I'm not a big fan of that song.
Yeah, I couldn't believe, like, I had read beforehand that was like the big song pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
well, it was her big song.
Exactly, but it was like whoa. Mm-hmm. And I get it from like a performance perspective, like her singing is fantastic. Yeah, but that song is really kind of lackluster. Mm-hmm. There's nothing really special there.
Yeah.
Summer Lovin' was great, obviously. What's the last one called? The ooh, ooh, ooh.
You're the One That I Want.
That one obviously is good, but I've heard a million parodies of it in the past, so this time it was just like, yep, okay. There's that song.
Yeah.
Oh, Greased Lightning. Kind of threw me for a loop, and I looked into it and realized what the fuck happened. So he's singing this song, and it's not his car. It's Kanicki's car, but Danny's the one who's singing the song about it. In the stage play, it's Kanicki's song.
Oh.
Yeah, that makes a lot more fucking sense.
Yes, it does.
I was like, he didn't buy this.
Yeah.
Why is he envisioning himself driving it everywhere? Like, did Kanicki die in his vision? And he's like, and he'd give it to me. It just struck me as weird. Like, it's like, I get that they're like a group and that they all kind of do whatever, but it's like Kanicki kicked them all out of the car when he felt like it.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's his fucking car. Like, it'd be weird to write a song about someone else's car and sing it with them. Like, also, I'm on lead. That's strange. I didn't really dig Rizzo's song towards the end.
Yeah.
It didn't quite grab me. I think it was the fact that, like, the way it was shot, it was just like her walking, seeing Kanicki way in the background, walking some more, going through some doors. Like, that was the whole song.
Did you notice how when Danny was going around to all the different sports, how are there that many sports going on at once? But whatever. And he goes to basketball. They're all wearing Converse high tops.
Oh, the worst basketball shoe imaginable. Right. Yeah, like, absolutely no support.
Why?
Because the 50s. Yeah, that whole thing, like, I dug some of the jokes from that. Like him just being like a hothead who can't handle like playing in a team sport. Yeah. Just punching people and stuff. I liked all that stuff. But what really, like I already kind of didn't like Danny. And so what made me not really like Sandy either was the fact that she's like dating this football guy. Yeah. And then Danny like jogs past, does a couple of hurdles, and then trips on the last one. And she like runs over, and then everything is cool. Yeah. Immediately. And I was like, really? So barely trying and still failing at sports once is enough for you to be like, oh, I guess there's more to him. Yeah. It's like, why are these characters so shallow and stupid? I know they're teenagers, but like, I don't know. It felt like there was more to like Rizzo and Kanicki than there was to Danny and Sandy. It was just like, they're like yeah, we like each other. Like, okay. But with those two, it felt like there was some sort of history.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could almost feel like, oh yeah, they definitely have like off and on probably for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved the fact that she wasn't mad at him for not remembering her real name in that one moment. Like, say my name, say my name. Like, I don't remember. Like, did she say Betty? Yeah. I thought that was hysterical. And then that fucking dance thing. Like I liked a lot of the dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not that big onto dance either. Like it's not like, oh man, you gotta see these dancers. But it was fun. It all felt really like it didn't feel.
It almost didn't feel like over rehearsed.
Yeah, that's sort of what I was thinking. Like they felt a little looser and that like people
it's
in
a
the
high school
background.
dance.
Yeah, exactly. Like I felt like the choreography. I'm sure that was all designed,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to make sure that it's like, yeah, not a whole bunch of like whenever they have a sequence in a musical or something where like random passersby join the dance and everything, that always feels so shitty and dumb to me.
Yeah.
And especially when it's like, and they're all in lockstep together. But in this case, it's like there's a shitload of dancing, but it's all just people dancing. Yeah. It's just what dancing would happen. Like, you know what I mean? Like even in the sequences where that wouldn't happen, like the like the bleachers and Summer Lovin' and stuff, where like the other people come in and are doing little things. And I was like, okay. But the dance, actual dance, the dance where the dance should be, I liked more so. And I like some of those like old timey moves. They're just like interesting looking.
The like hand jive.
Yeah, it's such a silly fucking move.
I love the hand jive. That was a big thing in like grade school with me and my friends. We would do the hand jive.
Man, that dancer guy though, that guy who was the like host, Vince Fontaine, what a fucking creep. Oh my god, like, you know, she's in high school because you're at this high school. Like, this is so fucking weird. Why is nobody talking about how awful he is? Like, that's another one of those things where you're kind of almost on the line there where it's like, you know, it's supposed to be like kind of scandalous, but is it supposed to be fucking gross? Because it is, and it's weird if it wasn't back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, 70s. I
don't know. But in another example of the movie just being really lazy, forcing drama and things to happen, why the hell did Sonny come and grab Sandy and take her off the dance floor so that Danny and Cha-Cha would like essentially have to dance that last one together and make Sandy really mad at him? Because I noticed that it was Sonny who took her off the floor.
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's a jerk.
But
and Danny's his friend. And maybe Cha-Cha paid him. I don't know.
It was so weird. Like, and then I was like, oh, is she really going to be mad about this? And then she was. And I was like, fuck both of you. I can't stand you. It's so lame. And he goes on, and I do love the fact that he is completely oblivious to the fact that she might be in any way dismayed by what has happened. Because like, you'd think in a moment like that, you know, she'd get pulled off the floor and he'd like watch her leave in a huff and be like, oh, and feel bad about it. But in this case, they take her away, she gets mad, and he doesn't even notice. He just keeps dancing, and then he's like, oh, and we gotta dance together? Let's fucking do it. Dance, dance, dance. We're gonna win this dance shit. And it's like, and then they moon them. The other guys come up and moon them.
Yeah.
The TV cameras. And then the scene's just over.
Yep.
And it was like, wait, so we don't see Danny's reaction or her reaction or anything? It's like, no, it's just the next scene now.
Yep.
And then she says that she has to go talk to him at Thunder Road because they're going to bring the car to Thunder Road and race because they're greasers, because that's what they have to do.
Yeah.
And then she goes to Thunder Road and she sees him win the race, and then she doesn't talk to him.
Yeah.
And just leaves. What did you need to talk to him about so bad that you couldn't just talk to him at school? You had to go to like the dangerous Thunder Road thing. But then also you just decide, you know what? I don't need to say it at all. And then I'm going to go get a makeover.
I don't need to say it yet. I'm going to say it with a makeover.
Is that what's like sort of supposed to be the vibe to it? Because I didn't quite get it. It was like, she's like, I'm mad at him, and now he's going to go drive the car, even though he's not supposed to drive the car.
Yeah.
But apparently a light tap of a door to Kanicki's face gives him a concussion. that was also so fucking lazy.
Yes.
To get him behind the wheel of that car. Was Nikki literally like, oh, a penny? I will pick that up. Door opens slightly into face, and he's knocked unconscious. I was like, really?
Yeah.
I get it. It's fantasy fun, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm. Pretend that the door hit him harder. 'Cause we're not hiring stunt doubles.
Yeah, we're not shooting it again. Yeah, that was super silly. And so I guess like she saw him win the race and be super greaser manly and was like, oh, I need to be greasier for him. Need to get greasier for John Travolta.
Yeah, who was secretly getting jockey for her.
What was he doing?
Well, because he lettered in track.
Oh, right. Sorry. I was like, jockey? I was thinking of like horse racing. I was like, what the hell? What did I miss?
Preppy?
Yeah. Okay. Which was also, I love the fact that it that whole ending thing felt like a total like gift of the Magi kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, oh, you stopped being a greaser to letter for her, and she turned into a greaser for you. And then he's just like, okay, fuck this Letterman thing. Then it takes it off. So it's like, yeah, greaser is the right way to go.
Yeah.
I love that. Speaking of that, of them not wanting to, hire a stunt person to hit Kenickie in the head with the door or get hit in the door or whatever. I had to suppress so much laughter right at the end of the movie when they're fucking racing back. They go down to the second bridge and they turn around and they're coming back and it's getting all sorts of crazy and fucking Grease Lightning is coming down that like side ramp thing and it goes and there's this little incline in the road. And they cut to slow-mo of like the wussiest car jump in cinema history. Like it's the coolest thing you've ever seen. And I didn't know if that was on purpose. Like if it was supposed to be shitty and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, because he's like a foot off the ground.
Yeah.
It's barely a jump.
Yeah. This is huge for a teenager.
Exactly. Like I almost just could not hold it back. And because I was like, I don't know if it's supposed to be that funny or not, because it was really fucking funny to me.
Plus, it looked like it almost like destroyed the front end of that car. The way it bounced around, like the bumper moved.
Yeah. I did love the like chariots thing. He's got the like spike things on it to run into the other one. I thought that was hysterical. Like he's equipped his car with that shit. And then it also made me realize that I think there's a Simpsons reference with that. They're racing like boxcar derby racers.
Okay.
And one of the kids, I think Nelson maybe, has spikes on the edge of his to like dig into people's car. So it's funny to see that. Like, oh hey, look at that. I had never seen anything else with Olivia Newton-John in it before, and she really left like zero impression on me. She's a very good singer, but in terms of like, would you want to see another movie with Olivia Newton-John? I'd be like, I don't know. I don't know if it would be any good. She didn't make anything really great other than singing the songs well.
Yeah.
But like as an actress or anything else, it was just kind of like, okay.
Also, I'm not sure if she's Australian.
She is. I did look that up.
Okay.
They made the character Australian because she couldn't
She couldn't
like hold it together as an American, which is hysterical. Like I bet she got better because she seems pretty young in that. But it's just funny to be like, you know what, just fuck it, you're Australian.
Yeah. I mean, it has the plot point.
Yeah. I wasn't as creeped out by John Travolta as I expected to be.
That's good.
I
didn't know you expected to be creeped out by John Travolta.
I mean, he's such a weird guy. Like most of the things that I know him from are like his like really weird 90s era, like the like post Pulp Fiction, where it's like he got a boost to his career and then was like, all right, I'm going to do a whole bunch of bullshit now. Like Face Off with Nicolas Cage or Broken Arrow with Christian Slater, or just these like weird 90s action movies where he plays like a crazy fucking psycho, you know what I mean? And so it's like going back in time to watch him as a young guy just acting like a teenager. It was like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to see him because I know him as like a fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
And so going back and it was like, okay, that was good. And also character wise, he wasn't as like horrible as one might expect from a movie that old, based on a time that long ago.
Yeah.
Where it'd be like, you'd think he'd be shittier than he is. He's just kind of an idiot.
Yeah.
That's really my main like issue with him. Like, obviously he's a bit of a jerk because they're bullying people.
Yeah.
But like overall, it's just like, just fucking get over yourself, you idiot. Just tell her you like her. Just go over and do it. Whole thing is pointless.
It's funny that like those are the movies that John Travolta from, because I'm like the exact opposite. Like this was more than likely the first movie that I saw with him, just based off of like the other movies that I've seen with him in it. Because like he's in Ladder 49, which was great. He actually did a phenomenal job of playing the chief. And then was Phenomenon.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that too, but
Michael.
Yeah,
those are the John Travolta movies that I know. I feel like there's another one. Oh, I've seen Pulp Fiction also, but so I knew his like lighter
softer side,
his softer side. Yeah,
I don't like necessarily just like outright hate him. It's not like John Travolta, fuck this, but it is. There's just a little bit of like, what's this gonna be like?
Yeah,
and it was pretty decent. I honestly, I really liked the cast, even the ones that were really annoying. That seemed to be the point. Like, was it Jan
No.
with the teeth and the
yes,
the pigtails and stuff, where it's like she was clearly meant to be sort of like an annoying bratty little kid almost.
Yeah,
and by the end of the movie I was kind of enamored with her, even if she was like kind of horrible. I wouldn't want to spend time near her.
Yeah, but she was adorable in her own way.
Yeah, in a way. Yeah, and her and the other guy, what the fuck his name was, like Poopy or something like that.
Pupsy.
I was reading. No. That's, or was he with that guy? Yes, because it's Frenchie who's with the other guy.
Yeah.
Whatever the
Sonny.
fuck. It was like no.
It
was like Doody or something.
Yeah.
I looked it up and I was like, what the fuck?
Doody,
Really?
yeah.
That's your name? But I was like, oh yeah, 50s.
Yeah.
But yeah, I sort of wish some of the other characters had more shit to do. I guess a weird way to put it. I wish they had some songs, because I read in the stage play, like Doody has a song where he's playing a guitar because he wants to be like a rock star and stuff. So it's like they all have a little more characterization and they get their own little moments. Like even that nerd that they beat up, he has like one of the first songs in the show.
Isn't it Eugene?
Eugene, yeah. Because he's like the class president or something. He's like leading the school in the alma mater song or something like that. And then the Greasers have like a alma mater parody song that they sing and all that. You know what I mean? And it's like, where the fuck is all of this? This seems like it would be way more interesting. Like having the whole school dynamic and not just like, so there's these 5 kids and there's these 5 kids and everyone else fuck off.
Yeah, seriously. High School Musical did it so much better.
I never saw it and I don't know if I plan on it.
I'm not going to make you watch that one.
Thank you. It really is one of those weird things. Like I would absolutely prefer to like I'll put it this way. I would prefer to sit and watch the movie Rent than to ever go and see Rent.
Okay.
Or, the pretty much if there's a movie version of a musical, I would probably rather watch that than go and see it.
What about The Producers?
I mean, that might be fun, but it depends on who it is. Because I love the idea of Nathan Lane. Like he's in the movie version, and if it's not him doing it live on stage, then it's like,
what if you got one of the rare Matthew Broderick ones?
I mean, those are the guys.
Oh, he's in the.
I thought those were the 2 guys who play them. That it's Matthew Broderick and Nathan Lane.
Oh, right. Sorry.
And Matthew Broderick is also good. Don't get me wrong, but like specifically Nathan Lane is just so. I fucking love that guy. I really think he's great. So I would want to see it with him.
I've also seen Wicked. That was fun.
I don't think I'm a big enough Wizard of Oz fan.
You probably aren't. I saw it with my mom, who's a huge Wizard of Oz fan. I'm a decent fan.
Sorry, I just like the idea of like just like stopping. Like you're probably
not. Yeah, no, you would be bored.
Yeah,
the like flying monkey scene would be fun for you, but because that's a little more like
I don't like monkeys.
Oh
I
no,
don't
that's
think the
right.
Flying monkeys are even like interesting.
They're because they like climb around on. These,
so they're nightmare monkeys. Great.
Well, because they're people.
I know.
So, yeah.
I would hope they're people. fucking lunacy. Just like, so we put a bunch of chimps on strings.
And then let them climb
We'll see how
around
it
this
goes.
thing.
But Grease, after reading about it, it feels like it would be like the one that it would be like, I think to know if I really actually like it, I'd need to watch the whole fucking thing, because it really feels like the movie just jumps from one thing to the other thing to the other thing. Just, it was so nonsensical.
Yeah.
I was like, there must be something missing. There's got to be some like connective tissue that brings all of these weird ass plot points together in a way that the movie just clearly had no intention of doing. Unless there's like a 4-hour cut of the movie that I don't know about. But I don't think there is.
I'm assuming there is not.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Was it just like a normal thing in the 50s to have a graduation carnival?
Okay, so that is something that I've heard referenced like multiple times. That it's like a senior carnival event.
That just seems fucking nuts.
I mean, they're in I'm assuming this is like a rich California town.
I think the stage play is supposed to be Chicago.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
The first time it ever played was in Chicago at the original Kingston Mines.
Oh.
Yeah.
That I did not know.
Apparently a lot of the characters originally had very Polish last names.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And then the movie came. I was reading about it. It was like they had an original sort of run, and then the movie came out, and then the runs all changed. Like the stage plays changed and adapted to the movie. Like they took the name for the gang, because in the show they were the Burger Place Boys. And then the movie changed it to the T-Birds. So now the stage play is the T-Birds. It's no longer the Burger. You know what I mean? It's really crazy how they did that.
Yeah.
Whereas, I guess the movie became so popular, more so than the stage show, that when people come to see the stage show and they see this other shit happening, they're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, they're really disappointed.
Yeah, so they had
demanding
to
their money back.
Yeah, so they probably had to kind of switch it over. But there's still a bunch of stuff that the movie does not do. I'm interested in it. I tried to read about it, but I didn't want to read too in depth. Just because I was like, I don't want it to taint talking about the movie, because the movie was its own thing. And it's like, oh, and then there was this part, but there really wasn't.
Also, the movie made me want ice cream. Because so first off, they go to that ice cream shop.
Yeah.
A couple times. And then there was the dancing ice cream on the thing at the drive-in.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were going to say at the dance competition. I was like, I do not remember the dancing ice cream at the dance competition. I need to watch this movie again. How many dancing ice cream cones did I miss? Overall, I enjoyed it enough that it has piqued my interest to see what else it might be. What the stage show might be or something like that. Because I will say this, musicals and me do not really mix. Sweeney Todd.
Okay.
Did you ever see Sweeney Todd, the movie version or the stage play version?
I owned the movie at one point.
Okay. I fucking hate Sweeney Todd.
I can understand that.
The music of Sweeney Todd, I think it's terrible. And people who love musicals would look at me and just be like, you're a fucking cretin for thinking that. But I fucking hate it. I cannot stand it. And then it feels like every couple of years I try to get myself into a musical to be like, just try and get it, man. Just try and get it. And it feels like I just keep upping the level of repulsion. And it's like, do I just keep picking the wrong ones? Because it's like fucking Sweeney Todd.
Okay.
And it's just watching it and just being like, I hate it. God, I watched the movie back then and then I tried watching it again and it's just not for me. I hate it. And then I think last year I was looking around on YouTube, and this is slightly relevant to movies right now, but I was looking around on YouTube and somewhere something had been uploaded where it was a full feature length, professionally shot Cats.
Oh.
On stage performance of Cats. And this was before this whole debacle of a movie had even had any trailers or anything like that. So it wasn't even I was looking at it with these weird distorted images in my head of oh, this creepy weird cat look. It's no, I understand there are people on stage wearing cat outfits.
Yeah.
Literally could not make it through the first song. A minute in, and I was just I am out. What the fuck? What is wrong with musicals or wrong with me? I don't know why we don't align ever, but I'm just sitting there and I'm like, how could you pay to watch this? This is lunacy. This is terrible. And so we don't mix. And so when I realized like, okay, we're going to do Grease, it's going to be a musical, I was really afraid of this being like the whole episode of being like, what the fuck? I don't get it. But in this case, I actually kind of do. And I feel like that's a huge win for this movie.
Woo!
The fact that I didn't fucking despise it, like frothing at the mouth. Like, what the fuck? I actually dug it enough to be like, yeah, that's pretty good.
That is high praise from you on a musical.
Which again, I'm probably just a cretin.
You just don't like musicals, but there are some that you can tolerate.
Except for the one that everyone who likes musicals hates. La La Land. I thought it was great. I loved it to death, and I loved all the music, and I felt like it was perfect. And I was like, finally, I think I get musicals. And then everyone who likes musicals was like, so that piece of garbage. And I'm like, oh. I really don't get it. I think that's going to wrap it up for Popcorn for Dinner this week. This is Jeff.
And Kelly.
Go Grease Lightning.